Many Nigerians apparently feared the worst in the days that led up to last Wednesday's ruling of the Presidential Tribunal on election petitions. It was an uneasy situation that was created by the highly disputed election of the 25th of February, and which was not helped in any way by days, weeks, and months of vitriolic inter-tribal exchanges in public forums, social and conventional media. Good governance advocate Shittu Mohammed joins us now to have a chat around this and how President Tinubu is expected to drive a process of national healing in the aftermath. We're good to have you here today. All right, Mr. Shittu Mohammed.
Good afternoon.
Yes, a lot of people have given their opinions, and a lot of people have also said the opinions that are out there, some are emotional, while some are legal. But when you look at everything, the common denominator is the fact that INEC at some point in time dropped the ball and did not probably apply the same level of formula for one party or the other, whether in terms of pre-election battles and those that actually came in during the election or post-election. As we are right now, should INEC take most of the blame for what happened before, during, and after the elections?
Thank you. Good afternoon, Nigeria. For us, we see it from a different perspective. The perspective we are seeing it is that democracy is working and there's no alternative to democratic governance. Therefore, no democratic process that is perfect. That's why you say democratic process. It's a process. Wherever you see you have mistakes and you now in the next election, you look at where we went wrong now, where we went right, and where to improve more. Then in the next election, you can see that if you look
but
at...
But Mr. Shittu, is that school of thought good enough at this point in time, whereby we say, oh, we made a mistake and we should just chalk it down to mistakes, we'll get better next time. And another thing happens, we say it's a mistake again, we'll get it better next time. When do we ever get to the point where people are held accountable for misgivings and mishaps during the course of the election? And we know that if the process fails, people are held accountable, so that next time it will serve as a deterrent for people to probably act right if they fall into the ambit of this so-called independent platforms.
That is why you can build... We believe that you can build society where there is no punishment and there is no reward. Definitely, even in our political system, we must have means of punishment and means of reward. And for us to get it right, when I was chairman of Inter-Party Advisory Council, we said, look, unbundle the INEC, come up with Electoral Offences Commission. Let Electoral Offences Commission be in charge of punishing and rewarding. Punishing in the sense that if you perpetuate any wrong during the electoral process, then you'll be accountable. As it is today, even when you want to punish the offenders, INEC is dealing with elections, dealing with issue of punishment, dealing with legal matter, so it's too enormous. And that is why I propose as chairman of Inter-Party Advisory Council that we should have that body to take the electoral offenses and then be able to punish people, so that in the next election, people will not perpetuate what they've done, snatching of ballot, changing of all other things. By now, they would have come up with what people have done wrong and things. And secondly, in order to build our political system according to our culture and belief, is that I say, okay, let's have proportional representation. If you have proportional representation, It doubts the issue of winner takes all. It doubts the issue of advantage or disadvantage of some individuals, and then it will now build ideological political parties. Because if a party come on board and they are not able to get, and they get 22 to 30% of the election of the total vote, they will now have right by proportional to have members in the assembly, have members even in the executive, to propagate their own political parties' idea and this. Then there will be competition for ideology. It will not be competition for what will I get, what government will give us, and no. People will have now propagate. I brought that issue as far back as 2011. Today, if we have these two bodies, and then we know that proportionally people can get into, if you work and get 30% in the presidential election, I have also number of people to go to the legislative and propagate my ideology.
All right,
it will be
Mr.
ideological.
Mohammed, if I may come in here, please. If I may come in, please. You've made a very good point there. We're still talking about that proportional representation. Now, looking at President Tinubu's cabinet, some members of the opposition were brought in despite uproar in some quarters. Do you think that gesture is indicative of government's intentions regarding unity at this rate?
That is what Nigerians need. And I propagate that from the day one after the announcement of the election in this particular platform. This your noble platform, I propagated that, look, the winner must not take all. Allow other political parties. Today we have Wike, who represents PDP, who is a PDP man, everybody know. Today is in the government and is in line with what we have said here. And then the president have now took that magnitude and be able to now bring people on board. And then why we are saying they should put in the proportional representation is because it will now be a legal backing. It will not be that a president just wake up and then people start looking at, oh, he like this one. No, it will be that if we get 30% as PDP, or we get 10% or 25% or 40% as Labour Party, we have right to have so numbers of people in the legislature. It will be legal. All this, they will not be there. And why we are saying it is time for us to do that now, because we must advance our democratic process. And the president has key into that thinking of let's bring people from every part, because when you get into government, it's no more issue of political parties. Yes, you have your political party backing you and giving, but you have the country to face.
Mr. Shittu,
so therefore,
Mohammed,
bringing people from Labour Party, bringing people
it's unfortunate we've run out of time. I want to say thank you very much for stopping by today here on Newsday.